Hey, what's up everyone? It's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing the Do I Have That Book challenge. It's a challenge where there are 20 questions and you look to see if you have a book in that category. Once you use a book in one category, you cannot use the same book in another category. So I will be including that with series. So if I use a book from a series, I will not use another book from that series in another question. So let's start with the first question of, do you have a book with deckled edges? Yes, I do. I have many. And here it is. We've got The Fire Chronicle by John Stephens. Deckled edges here. One of my favorite books of all time. The second question is, do you have a book with 3 or more characters on the cover? Here it is. It's The 100 by Cass Morgan. It's got 5 characters on the front from the TV show based on the same book. Number 3 is, do you have a book based on another fictional story? This is The Sisters Grimm, The Fairy Detectives, the first book in a 9-book series. And some of the characters in the book are based on other fairy tales. For example, there's the character of Cinderella, Puck, the fairy from Shakespeare. Lots of fairy tale characters in this book. The next one is, do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? The Glimpse by Claire Merle. The next one is, do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Eve by Anna Carey. Do you have a mass market paperback book? Now this one's difficult, but I do have one in another language, in French, and it is Les Demeries de France. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? Yes, I have several. I think one of the most famous ones is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. Obviously that's not his real name, and the book I've taken from that series is The Bad Beginnings, the first book in the series. Do you have a book with a character's name in the title? Yes, obviously there's books like Harry Potter, which I have, but I'm going to use a different one, and that is Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wein, I think it's pronounced. And the main character is Rose Justice, and it's a very good book. I would definitely recommend this book. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? I was only able to find books with 1 map. I don't have, to my knowledge, a book with 2 maps. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? Yes. Let's go for The Mortal Instruments City of Bones. This book was turned into a movie, but also a Netflix series called Shadowhunters. Do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? Yes, I have a book written by an actress, Unfiltered by Lily Collins, one of my favorite actresses. It's a book about her life, so it isn't a fiction book, but I really enjoyed reading this. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? I think I do. Yes. The Seven Dials Mystery by Agatha Christie. As you can see, it clearly has a clock on the cover. Do you have a poetry book? Unfortunately, I don't have a poetry book. I don't particularly like poetry. Do you have a book with an award stamp on it? I wasn't able to find any after a good thorough look. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? No, I don't. Do you have a book of short stories? No, I don't have a book of short stories. I prefer novels. In general. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? Unfortunately, after a lot of looking, I wasn't able to find one that was between 500 and 510 pages long. I always found books that were 515 or 495. The next question is, do you have a book that was turned into a movie? Yes. For this one, we're going to go for a very obvious one. I've got the Harry Potter series, and here's my book, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Do you have a graphic novel? Unfortunately, I do not have a graphic novel book, but I hope to get one in the future. Do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? Yes, I do. Here we have Burn for Burn, written by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I have not actually read this book yet, but I'm hoping to read it soon. Jenny Han is the author of To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and I have that book in my collection, and Siobhan Vivian is the author of The List, which I also have in my collection, so it would be interesting to read a collaboration between these 2 authors. So this has been the Do I Have That Book challenge. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Bye!